So let's do, strike that. Following up on that last lecture, I'm going to do a series of practices using the assignment operator, and then we're going to do a series of drills at the end to make sure that we've got this all sort of up in our heads. All right, so it's never been more important to remember also something from the very first class, which is that when you are reading code, which you will do, it's not just about writing code and then evaluating it in Python, it's being able to read code, yours and other people's, is that you do it sequentially. One line of code, what happened? Next line, next line, next line. All right, so let's go over here. What is this? It's an assignment operator. What am I doing? I'm assigning the variable a to the value 5. Good, in memory, a is now equal to 5. I'm now going to set the variable b to be the value 3. I've got another variable. And now I have c being assigned to the value associated with an expression. Good. So what is a plus b? Well, what is a? Okay, go back up into memory. We see that's 5. What is b? We see that's 3. We evaluate that expression, and now c is associated with the number 8. Doesn't know how I got there. It could have got there by me saying c equals 8. It could have got there by me saying c is equal to a plus b or 3 plus 5 directly. All it knows is that it's associated with 8. Its history of that is completely irrelevant to it. Okay, now what I want to print out is c colon 8. C equals 8, for example. And to do that, notice there's a couple of interesting things happening with this command here. So first of all, it's the usual print statement followed by parentheses. But now I have two things I want. I want the string, those are in quotes, c colon, but then I want the value of c. And the way Python print statements works is I can't combine them, okay? But what I can do is combine two strings, or of course two numbers. So now what I want to print is the string c colon with a string version of the number 8. And so the way I do that is I use the built-in Python command called str, which converts an integer into a string. And so it's as if 8 was now inside of quotes. And then notice I'm using the plus operator as string concatenation. And so when I run this, the output is c colon space 8. And the space is because I put a space right there. Okay? So you can try this. Put these 3 lines of code into Python and then use this and leave that str off. Just put c there and you will get an error. And the error is because I can't add, or in this case string concatenate, a string and a number. Python doesn't know how to do that. And so I have to convert. I have to do the work of saying, this is a number right here, c, please convert it to a string, effectively putting it in quotes, and then string concatenate the two and print the result. Okay, good. All right, let's do another couple of examples. B is equal to 30, so of course that overwrites that value of b. A is equal to b. So what is that doing? Let me just say it a different way. A is being assigned the value of b. So always remember, on the right-hand side of an equal sign of an assignment operator is a value. On the left-hand side is the variable that will take on that value. So here, we don't have to do much work. We just have to say, what is the value of b? It's a. All right, easy. Sorry, it's 30. So we take that value of 30, we shove it into the value a. In fact, we overwrite the previous value and we print that. And of course, we just get 30. Okay. Here's a question you can ask yourself. What happens at this point if I injected code here and I said b is equal to 10? And then I printed a, what would happen? Think about it for a second. We've already done this a little bit. Okay? If you're not sure, go ahead and type it in. I'm going to tell you the value of a doesn't change. And if you're not sure why, go back to the previous lecture and look at that example that we did. And the reason, of course, is that a is not b, it is the value of 30. So you can experiment by putting in various codes and seeing what happens and seeing if you can predict the output. Okay. What happens if I try to print d? Well, let's see. What is d? A, B, C, B, A. Oh, there's no d. So Python reaches into memory, looks for the cupboard associated with the label d, doesn't find anything, and of course you get an error. You can't print something that doesn't exist. Okay. One more. What happens if I say 4 is equal to A? Well, remember, on the right-hand side is something that has to evaluate or is a value. So that's fine. I have the value, let's see, 30 right there. But here has to be the name of a variable. 4 is not the name of a variable, so this will, of course, trigger a different type of error, which is I'm trying to assign a number to another number, and of course that makes no sense whatsoever. Good, let's do a few more examples. I'm going to assign the value a to be 5, the value of b to be 3, and now I'm going to assign the variable c to be the result of the expression a plus b. What's a plus b? It's of course 3 plus 5, which is 8. So c is now associated with the integer 8. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say c equals the string hello. So in previous examples, we overwrote variables like a and b from one number to another number. But Python doesn't care what's being stored there. So I can go from a number 8 to a string hello. Notice the quotes right there. So at this point, the previous value of 8 has been wiped, have no memory of it whatsoever, and now c is associated with the string hello. Okay, good. So we can obviously overwrite things not just in terms of their own types, but in terms of other data types. Integers, long integers, floats, strings, booleans, etc. All right, what happens if I try to print b plus c? All right, let's see. What is b at this point? Well, let's go back up. I see b is 3 here. It hasn't been overwritten. So that is the number 3. Okay. What is c? It's the string hello. Can I add a number to a string? No. I can add 2 numbers, that's addition. I can add 2 strings, that's string concatenation, but I can't do the both. I can't do the in between. So that, of course, will be an error. So what is the command that, so we've been doing examples where I show you commands and I ask you what the output is, but I can go in the reverse direction. I can say, if I want this output, what is the command that gives rise to that? So let's think about that a little bit. So 3, of course, is the variable here, and hello, of course, is the variable right there. So what do I have to do? So I have to be able to add 2 things together, and obviously I'm doing string concatenation here because I have the string hello. So I have to convert 3 from a number to a string, and then string concatenate. How do I convert a number to a string? That little str command. So to do this, I'm going to do string concatenation, string conversion of b, that is the number 3, now in a string with quotes around it. And I'm going to string concatenate it to, okay, let's skip this for a second, I'll come back in a minute, to the string hello. Okay, so that's just c right here. So what is this little guy doing right here? So notice, by the way, I have 2 string concatenations, one right here and one right here. What is that? That's a space. That space, of course, is just that space right here. So the reason, of course, I did that is I don't want to modify c. That's somebody else's variable. So what I'm going to do is 2 string concatenations. I'm going to take the number b and convert it to a string, quote 3. I'm going to add to it, string concatenation, a space, and then string concatenate c, and I get that. So notice that this expression doesn't have to be just a single summation or string concatenation. It can be a series of them together. Good. All right, let's do a drill to practice all of these things. So here's the drill. Please write an expression that prints I am your age, years old, and I live in the name of your city. So this is my example right here. By the way, I have to stop using this because every year I have to keep incrementing that number, and frankly, it's a little ominous year after year after year. So you should be able to do this in 1 line of code. Okay? So think through how you want to do this, and pause the video, please. Do the drill. It should only take you a few minutes. And then when you're ready, come on back and I'll show you my answer. Okay, here's my answer. What have I done here? I've assigned a variable age equal to 54. Notice, by the way, I'm using good variable names now. So that this is now, when I look at this, I know what that variable is. I don't even need a comment. So here you wouldn't, for example, put a comment that says age. The variable name, because it's so simple, is the comment. Okay? City, Berkeley. Good. String, right? Keep track of these data types. Python won't keep track of them. Well, it keeps track of them for you behind the scenes, but by simply looking at the variable name, you don't know what it is. So keep track of that. And now I want to print what's below here. I am 54 years old and I live in Berkeley. And of course we have to keep careful track of those spaces so that everything is spaced out properly. All right, let's get to work. I am, so obviously print, and then it's going to be a series of string concatenations. So I am with a quote, and notice that little space right there, that's going to give me the space before the number. I'm going to take my age and convert it to a string so that I can do string concatenation. I'm going to string concatenate that to, this line was a little long, so I have a carriage return here just so you can see it. Notice that little space right there, that gives me that space right there. Years old and I live in, here's another space so that I have a space before the city, city, and then of course I have a period at the very end. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 string concatenations with one conversion from an integer into a string. Good. All right, let's do one more drill. Write an expression that prints I am age years old and I live in city as before, but now you want to lie about your age. So please subtract 5 years from your age before printing. And I will say there's at least 2 ways I can think to do this. In one way, you probably need, in addition to these 2 lines of code, 2 more lines of code. And the other way, you only need 1 line of code. That is, you can do it within a single print statement. Try to do that one. If you don't see how to do it, it's fine. Do it with 4 lines of code. But if you can, try to do it in 1 line of code. And so go ahead and pause the video, please, and then come back when you're ready, and I'll show you my solution. Here's my solution to lying about my age by 5 years in 1 line of code. Okay? So same thing, I'm defining 2 variables, age and city associated with my age and where I live, and a single print statement, which again, not surprisingly, is a series of string concatenations. So again, I am space, and let's look at this. So this is my age. Okay, let's actually come back to that. Let's just do the rest. Plus, years old and I live in, space, the name of the city, that's already a string, so no conversion necessary, and a period. So all of that is exactly the same. The only thing that's slightly different from the previous drill is this right here. So take out that -5 right there, and I've got exactly the same solution. I just converted my age to a string. But what I've done here is I said I'm going to take my age, I'm going to subtract 5, and then convert that. So this is important, is that this is an expression, right? This is like saying x equals x plus 1. Before I do the variable assignment, I have to evaluate the expression. This is an expression. I've got 2 operands. I've got the age and the 5, and I have an operator. That's the minus sign. In order to convert, to call the string function, I need to have a value. What is it? Let's go ahead and evaluate the expression inside of the parentheses, which is going into the function call str. All right, so age is what? It's 54. Subtract 55 from that. What is that? That's 49. Now take the number 49, convert it to a string, and then go ahead and do the string concatenation. Okay, so that's nice, clean solution. I didn't modify this variable, of course. I just modified the output. Now, you could have done this with 1 extra line of code in the following way. I could have right here said age is equal to age minus 5. And then this line of code would have been exactly like the previous drill where I simply converted str to age. So the only difference here is I'm not actually changing the variable, I'm only changing the print statement in this version, or if I asked you to change the variable, you could have done that as well. Great. All right, so these assignment operators are really sort of simple and a little tricky. So if something's not clear, please go back and rewatch these 2 last videos one more time. And a really good thing to do is just go in Python and start typing in commands. X equals 5, Y equals X plus 1, print Y. See, just try to make sure you can get your head around. But perhaps the most important thing to understand here is that when you have that assignment operator, and again, I'm going to emphasize, don't read that equal sign as equal. It's a little deceptive. Read it as an assignment operator. On the right-hand side of that is an expression that you evaluate to give you a single value, a number or a string. On the left-hand side is the variable that's going to be associated with that value, and that's being stored in memory. It can be overwritten. It can be overwritten by the same type of information, an integer, a string, a float, or it can be overwritten by something completely different. And of course, you have to keep track of that because when you go to combine, for example, in a print statement, strings and numbers, you have to be able to convert between them in order to be able to do things like string concatenation properly and other things. All right, that's it for now. We have one more part of the lecture for this final lecture, and then we'll pick it up in a little bit. See you soon.